Well, hello. Episode 4, The Fisherman and the Little Fish. A small gain is worth much more than a large promise. I don't think my stockbroker would agree with that. Let's take a look. A lighthearted look at Aesop's fables and what they mean in today's world. Let's deconstruct each fable to find out who is learning the lesson and what really the lesson is to be learned. The Fisherman and the Little Fish. A poor fisherman who lived on the fish he caught had bad luck one day and caught nothing but a very small fry. The fisherman was about to put it in his basket when the little fish said, "Please spare me, Mr. Fisherman. I am so small it's not worthwhile to carry me home. When I am bigger, I shall make you a much better meal." But the fisherman quickly put the fish into his basket. "How foolish I should be," he said, "to throw you back. However small you may be, you are better than nothing at all." A small gain is worth more than a large promise. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money on your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. This little fish is doing the fugitive thing, or the hostage thing. It just doesn't want to be killed. It's trying to be smart. We don't know much about the fish. Maybe he'll be a better meal later. Maybe he'll come back and say, "Hey, come eat me." But I doubt it. Why would anybody do that? He's just saying, "Hey, I might be smarter than you, so if I can outsmart you, I'm going to get away." And the rationale is that if he's patient, the fisherman, that is, then he's going to get more. I'm not sure about you. For me, I guess it's been the case. I don't have time to be patient a lot of times. There's two different ways of living, and a lot of times that comes with age. Sometimes it comes with where you live, where you come from, whatever it might be. But there's survival and there's longevity. A lot more people seem to be living for survival as opposed to longevity. I remember when I first started out in comedy, this seasoned comedian would say to a bunch of different comics at open mics, he was the host and he'd come back in between and he'd say something to the effect of, "I remember when I had to tell jokes like that." And I think that also goes into this story. So with this guy, I didn't necessarily agree, and other people didn't necessarily agree either, but logic will tell you that he had been around longer and he was the one running the show, and you'd see him at the club, so he must have been fairly successful at least. And it turns out he is, and then he wrote a book, and it's great. Anyway, back to the fable. The fish is a liar. We don't know if he's going to get bigger, if he's going to be a better meal. If you're hungry and that's all you have, eat that fish. But if you have other stuff at home on the shelves and you can not eat that fish, that might be a good idea if it's going to get bigger. If the fish is a metaphor, of course, which I don't know if Aesop had metaphors or these were actually just fish. Maybe someone should give him the advice, but you should be able to do that enough times that you don't ever have to take the small fish, which is what the fish is saying. The fish is just trying to get out of it. Give a man a fish he eats for a day, teach a man to fish, and he eats forever. And he might catch the small ones and pull them out of the pond for a quick meal, thus inhibiting the pond from ever providing a big meal. So maybe he'll never get there. He might have been fishing for a long time. They don't specify. They say, the poor fisherman, meaning the poor fisherman just only found a small fish, or the poor in economic stature fisherman. It's sort of ambiguous. The point is that for however long this guy decides he's going to keep taking these small gains versus the larger possibility, he's hindering himself a bit. Your financial advisor says diversify. So get some small fish, get some big fish, maybe eat some salad. I don't know, get some nuts and berries from the woods. Don't just rely on that fish. Don't put all your eggs in one fish basket. Also another fable. I feel like there's two people learning a lesson here. The fisherman should learn that he shouldn't have to eat fishing rod to mouth every day. Maybe figure something out. Be a little more efficient with your fish. The fish, just be a little sneakier. Don't take the bait because your lying didn't work. I mean, there's no doubt that the fish was trying to survive, and I think the fisherman might also be trying to survive. That small gain will certainly keep you from being hungry, or at least a little less hungry because it's a small little fish, but it will definitely keep you from prospering in the long run if you're always taking the small gain. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I've been John Wilkins, and this is Deconstructing Aesop's Fables. Thank you for listening. Hello, this is John Wilkins. If there is a specific fable that you would like deconstructed, I am happy to do it. Find Aesop's Fables on Facebook and then pick out a fable that's been read, and I'll be happy to deconstruct that one sooner than another one. Also, if you're familiar with Hit Record, I have a project there where you can write your own fable. Input is always welcomed. Just send a message. Links are in the details section.